It's the new world order, isn't it? Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Tracy.
It's the new world order, isn't it? Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Tracy.
As terrorists pursue their frightening agenda around the world, governments are constantly reassessing how to find and stop them. Today, rare agreement from our state and federal leaders on new national surveillance and detention laws. I spoke with Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull a short time ago. Prime Minister, thanks for your time.
Great to be here.
Today's agreement sets up a comprehensive database of virtually every adult Australian. How does that change the way we looked at Australians before?
That photo ID information, driver's licences, passports and so forth, access them in real time, immediately, in seconds, rather than having to wait, as is currently the case, many days. So it's really bringing access into information that is vital to keep Australians safe, vital to protect us against the threat of terrorism, bringing it into the 21st century.
Civil libertarians are understandably not happy. You'd expect them not to be happy. Do civil liberties take a back seat to national security?
Well, national security enables us to be free. It is security that keeps us free. The terrorists want to take away our freedom. They want to take away our freedom to live. They want to take away our freedom to go about our lives the way we always do. So security goes hand in hand with freedom. But the other point to remember is that the photo IDs we're talking about are on documents that are designed to be shown to others. The reason you have a driver's licence is to show it to the police or where you want to establish your ID and so forth for passports. So all this is doing is ensuring that we have 21st century technology enabling the police to do an even better job in keeping us safe from terrorism.
Prime Minister, if it is vitally important for national security to be able to pick out our faces from a crowd at a footy game or at an airport, for example, instantaneously, en masse, then is it time to start having a discussion about banning the burqa?
Well, people have got to show their faces to establish their ID. So we've never dictated what people can have to wear in Australia, but under our laws, and they're the only laws that apply in Australia, we don't care what other laws or practices people think are preferable. The only law that applies in Australia is Australian law. And if you are required to show your identity, then off comes your head covering, whatever it may be.
But if you're talking about being able to pick up persons of interest in a crowd, persons of interest who may be potential terrorists, for example, and Islamic extremism has been a lightning rod for global terrorism, you can hide faces, you can hide genders, you can hide weapons under burqas, can't you? I mean, isn't that a legitimate conversation to have?
Well, we don't believe there's a need to make a change of the kind you're proposing in terms of security, because when people have to show their identity, then, as I say, they have to uncover their face. And so we have that protection already. It's very important too to remember, Tracy, that this database that we're talking about is not capturing CCTV footage from, football stadiums or concerts or anything like that.
Let's look at events in Las Vegas this week. Now, there is not yet at this stage this man's motive, but let's look at their implications for Australia. Firstly, the person with potentially the most information about Stephen Paddock's motives is an Australian woman, his Australian girlfriend, if you like. Are our security and intelligence forces combing through her background in Australia and what we know of her? And have we been asked to do that by the Americans?
Well, I can't comment on the work our intelligence and security services are doing on any particular case, but we work hand in glove with our partners in the United States. The relationship is as close as it could be, and you can be rest assured, and your viewers can be rest assured, that we will be providing every assistance the American police and FBI require as they investigate this shocking, heartbreaking crime.
Are you worried about the copycat element of something like Las Vegas, the fact that so many people were so easily killed, massacred?
Yes, and this is why a bit over a year ago, after the Nice truck attack, you remember when an Islamist terrorist drove a truck down a public street in Nice in France and killed many people, I set in train the work to develop a national crowded places strategy, protection of crowded places. That was published in August. It provides a whole set of tools and resources to keep our crowded places safe, both at where they are at the moment and in terms of designing new ones. So we take very, very careful note of events like this, shocking events like this, and we learn from them. Now, of course, the big difference between Australia and the United States is the collection of automatic and semi-automatic weapons that this killer had in his possession. He would not have been able to be bought in Australia.
Are we getting to a point where hotels need to scan luggage before people check in?
Well, I'm sure this is one of the things that will be reflected on, Tracy. This is how we operate. We will be reflecting on all of the learnings from this. The whole hotel industry is going to have to. I've seen reports that he took 10 suitcases into his room, had a do not disturb sign on his room for days on end. You know, you have to ask the question why that didn't trigger some inquiry or suspicion. So there's a lot of questions, many more questions than there are answers, but they will emerge as the investigation goes on.
It's the new world order, isn't it? Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Tracy.